thank you for kicking off the week there.
Thank you, Ziki.
Within 2 years, Australia's car industry has come to a grinding halt. Ford, Holden, Toyota are all moving out as the government gives up on a car industry to drive growth. So why is it that next year Britain expects to produce more cars than at any time in its car-making history? Well, a fortnight ago, I went to see Jaguar Land Rover to find the answer. Even with a slowdown in its all-important China market, Jaguar Land Rover's September sales out last fortnight were still growing. London is busy, and you can't go far without seeing a Range Rover. 80% of all vehicles built by Jaguar Land Rover are now exported from Britain. And while big car companies have been running down and pulling out of Australia, Britain is seen as open for business. Foreign investment has been pouring in.
We've seen a remarkable bounce back. Go back to 2009, only 1 million cars made here. That's going to be double fairly soon. Part of it is to do with the exchange rate. We had a big devaluation in sterling, which made the UK a competitive place to make cars, the opposite of what happened in Australia in many ways.
In 2008, Jaguar Land Rover was taken over by India's Tata Motors. This is JLR's new Solihull plant in the heart of car country, a 300-acre site. 3 new body shops and new assembly lines. All up, £1 billion has been invested here in 5 years. Inside Solihull's body-in-white plant, 1 car is produced every 132 seconds. In 5 years, production numbers have doubled to 470,000 units last year, which JLR plans to better this year. It's a pretty strong story. In the last 5 years, Jaguar Land Rover has doubled employment to 36,000 people. It's doubled sales and it's tripled turnover. And all on the initial investment by Tata Motors. Now, Jaguar Land Rover's profits are all reinvested in growth. Under its previous ownership by Ford, Jaguar Land Rover made no profit. Plant manager Demos Horsoglu, who's lived through the change, says life is very different today.
The Tata ownership for us was transformational because they were a huge enabler. They allowed us to release the engineering talent, the engineering ability to start designing our own cars, engineering our own cars. And this is some of the fantastic examples you see here today.
So they're very hands-off?
Absolutely they are.
There's no welding on this line, only precision riveting and bonding of the lightweight all-aluminium frames. What the team calls aircraft technology for cars. The Solihull workforce is 10,000 and there are 5-day triple shifts here. Coming from Australia with its history of industrial relations tensions, I ask, any union troubles at Solihull?
Not here, believe it or not. We work very, very close with union members and working with them is an enabler again. It allows us to do things that normally we couldn't do. So we can use them to work alongside us to see how we move labour, how we look at new shifts, how we make the plant more efficient.
This is one of the 2 assembly lines. The high-end attention to detail is a vital part of this marketing success behind charging a premium.
So behind me currently you can see a Jaguar XE. Not long after that we'll have a Range Rover Sport. I have to have the car at different heights for different processes. So when we brought the Jaguar XE...
Here it comes down now.
Yes. So as you can see with this one dropping now, it's absolutely optimised for the process that's happening in that station. Later on in the future, if another product were to come in here, we can change our processing and our height accordingly without investing in new facilities.
Precision engineering, or art in performance, as Jaguar likes to say, is clearly on display. But all this growth is driving a skills shortage in British engineering. This year, Jaguar Land Rover will take on 600 new apprentices. At any one point in this body shop, there are 30 apprentices working, like Nathan Whitehouse.
People need skills for young maintenance engineers and other jobs and such like that, so the best way is to bring us young apprentices through and train us up on the job.
But what about the government's role in all of this? Are there fat subsidies which could explain the attraction of the UK?
Well, I think there's been intelligent support from the government in the form, for example, of underpinning investment in research and development, identifying the big challenges that the industry faces, what research needs to be done to tackle those problems and give confidence to the industry to also make those investments. Things like lightweighting cars, low carbon emissions, electric power and so on.
There are headwinds for Jaguar Land Rover. The biggest is the China slowdown. As the fastest growing premium car in the Chinese market, JLR was hard hit with a 32% fall in sales this year, and it's now cutting prices. Another clear and present danger, according to analyst David Bailey, is any fallout from the Volkswagen diesel scandal.
Clearly it's a disaster for Volkswagen, but I do think this is a seismic moment in the car industry, certainly in Europe, where we've gone into diesels in a very big way in the last 20 years.
Jaguar Land Rover says it does not use any emissions-defeating devices or software. It's now contemplating a new factory in Slovakia, but it insists this would be additional capacity, not a shift away from its British base. And supporting this, global sales last month were up 3% on last year, with huge growth in European demand. The focus now is the F-Pace. The brand new Jaguar SUV launched Top Gear style last month. Built at Solihull, the F-Pace will be on sale in 2016, and JLR is bullish on sales despite the already crowded SUV market.
There are lots of options, but we're going into one of the fastest growing segments in the premium area, and we have a fantastic product. We're so excited about it here at Solihull.
If anything, Jaguar Land Rover is a lesson in how to be open for business and for foreign investment, an ongoing challenge for Australia. And that is all from the business for now. Back to you, Kumi.